Hey everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Penumbra Overture. I was very pleased to see how well received the first episode of this was, and I wound up with an unexpected time window in which I can do some recording outside my normal schedule. So I know I promised we'd be doing Fallout on my normal schedule, and we are. If you haven't noticed my pattern, I generally put out 2 videos a week pretty regularly, and anything beyond that is when I find extra time, like tonight. I have extra time tonight, and I'm actually going to light my scented candle here. It'll make the next hour a little bit more pleasant. But whenever I have unexpected time, I tend to play whatever it is I feel like playing, and sorry Fallout, at the moment I'm a lot more interested in Penumbra. And it seems like you guys are down with that series and hyped about it too, so let's continue where we left off. Alright, I'm gonna apologize in advance. I don't know why this game is doing this, but my webcam overlay, it actually is still working. I tested it and I know that it's recording and it shows up in the video, but I can't see it like I normally can. I just see a little black square hovering in the upper right corner of the screen, so I don't know what I'm looking at. So I don't know if I make a weird face or if I look at a weird direction, it's because I can't actually see myself like I normally can. So you'll recall that there's a dog stalking around outside this room, and the main reasons to come here were twofold. We got ourselves a Zippo lighter with fuel, and we got ourselves an old key, which probably goes with that locked door we saw out in the center of the mine. So, let's head that way. Just to clear up confusion, too, I will say that some of the comments seemed to think that I had not played this game, and unfortunately that's not true. I have played the Penumbra series before. I thought that was pretty clear from the commentary, but some people seem confused. But anyway, I have played this before, and I really do like it, but I kind of know my way around, and I know some little maneuvers that can really help us out with it. So, the dog is actually not here right now. I know you can hear it growling, but that's just an audio cue, kind of like the spiders in the last room. It doesn't actually reappear until we go through this door, but there's a little trick. It will spawn out here, and we're actually able to block the door and keep the dog at bay, at least for a little while. So, if we use this key, we can open that door. You want to block it from both sides and close it behind you. So, get a couple of those barrels on that side, get a couple on this side, and close it up. And I'm gonna keep crouched and quiet, but we should be free to roam around this new section until we leave into the workshop, and then when we come back in, it'll have made its way to this side of the door. It just is what it is. Ancient bags of crumbling cement. I don't know what this is in these bags. Mining slag, maybe. It might be a good idea to block the door. If that dog creature is back there, I don't want it sneaking up on me. So we are able to block it, which is pretty nice. And notice that this paraffin lamp is lit. It's definitely the first time we've seen that. Great rusting iron wheels, remnants of a past age of industry. Let's see what else we can find in here. Oh, it can bust down the door. I was wrong. I thought we were just generally able to block it and be safe, but I suppose I was wrong about that. So, you might recall from the map, there is an explosives storage area There's a passage to a northern area, old cartwheels and some other scrap. So yeah, we're just going to have to deal with the dog. That's a little bit more tense, but it's not the worst thing. So this must be the only exit, and it is caved in. I found a potential way out of here, but need to remove the rubble first. The shaft's caved in here. Could have happened years ago. I shouldn't be risking my life like this. The whole facility could come down around me. Still, if I want to press on, I'll have to clear this obstruction somehow. There must be something left here I could use. Maybe there's still some industrial explosives lying around. So now we need to follow the signs over to the explosives. Well, that's too bad. I prefer to be able to explore and get all my flavor text without having to... There's the dog. Let's just keep an eye on it. I was going to say, I know it's close by, and this area is pretty well lit, which is not great. He seems to be hanging out right between me and where I need to go. Yeah, we need to go down that tunnel. Alright. Then, of course, we're going to have to get past him again, but... This old cement mixer's seen better days. Trinitrotoluene could have been used for mining operations, but I don't see a fuse. Found a keg of explosives, but without a fuse I'll blow myself up trying to blast the exit path clear. Well, we can go ahead and move the barrel to the cave-in, which we need to do anyway. Oh, don't come this way. Shit. Okay. Hopefully he won't notice the TNT barrel. I don't think he's that smart. Just keep an eye on him. All right. So we can place this here, and there's actually a note here that I missed. An old piece of paper with a few words on it. I love my workshop. It is too great a hunting ground to let others gorge their faces. One cannot help but feel for those without such delicate mousy morsels on which to munch, for Red ate ravenously of their flesh today, and shall continue to do so. This is possible thanks solely to the button pad I installed on the door, and yet Red's mind is working somewhat backwards today. So that note tells us how to get in, but we have to, you have to count the numbers, 2148, and it's backwards, so it's actually 8412. Now we have the code to enter the workshop, which should be this direction. And it's like the dog is still wandering around the main room, so we should be okay to head down there. I hope anyway. Okay, that's the same message we got from the other paraffin lamps. Yep, so we're at the workshop. We've basically explored this whole zone now. Just need to enter the code 8412, like we deduced earlier. Now, usually when you get into these side rooms, you're out of danger. I don't know that for sure, though. But I think we're safe in here. I think I can get my light back out. Worn and torn, yet the edge is sharp to the touch. Alright, so just looking around in here. Hey, maybe I could use some of this string to make a fuse. It looks in decent enough condition. Brilliant. One step closer to setting off those explosives without losing any vital body parts. So if you remember the big book of explosives, in order to make a fuse, we need cotton string, backstrin, and gunpowder. We now have 2 out of the 3. All we're missing is the gunpowder. These look like they've seen some use in their time. Can't have been much fun working down here. In fact, it must have been pretty god-awful. It's a spare wheel. And over here, there's another flare. It could just be a piece of ice reflecting the light, or more likely my imagination, but something's definitely catching my eye under those rocks. It looks like this hole's at least 3 feet below the surface, the light's being refracted through all that ice. Okay, so if we move these rocks, sure enough, oh, all the things that you'll need to be successful as a carpenter. Looks ancient. It's so old I don't even know what it would have been used for. But underneath all these there is an old miner's pickaxe, which is a much better option than the hammer. Oh, nope. Oh, no, because it thinks I was trying to combine them. No, I just wanted to hotkey it. Alright. Let's go back this way. I suppose there's no harm in going ahead and saving. It was different, but the same that time. Like I had more control, but over what? Yeah, that's a message we've gotten before as well. Anyway, let's head through here. Spider webs. A hole with a spider web. God, more spider webs. I hope that hole was there before the spiders and not the other way around. Anyway, you can kind of hear them. But okay, yeah, looks like I'm still missing something. Let's break these, see what's in here. Urgh, just looking at these webs makes my skin crawl. I hear you, buddy. Oh, that's just a flare. Yeah, it is a flare, and it could be a handy light source. So why don't we pick it up instead of being stupid? Oh, I had to free up a hand! Oh, how clever! I didn't even... took me inordinately long to figure out too. Oh, I can turn off the lamps. Who knew? I can roll these barrels around. Not that it matters much. Got more shit in here. Ah, an electric fence, and it's been put up recently. I'd better find a way to get over. Okay. We can hurt ourselves pretty badly here, but all we need to do is object stack and climb over it, like so. Yeah, there's one more of these. Kind of want to do it this way. It can be tough though. Yeah, that hurt. Maybe we do it like this. I don't really know. I'd like to rotate it. Yeah. Get like that. I'd like to get you up like that. No, 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 no. Why are you trying to turn horizontal? No, I want you vertical. There you go. Oh, come on, dude. Death is the final unknown. Ah, shoot. Well, that's a pain in the ass. Oh well. It's not like we lost much progress. I can't get the barrel over there because the bags are in the way. So these two things are basically it. As far as my stackables go. Oh, actually, I feel like I would have made it if I had just been a... this place is in a serious state. Did that railing come off through disrepair, or was it ripped off? It keeps hinting at the spiders. And I guess we did see one, you know, scuttled out a corridor at the very beginning, but we haven't actually had to deal with them yet. That's, you know, it's ramping up the hints. There are more and more webs everywhere and all that kind of shit. It's just ever so pleasant, really. No! There. Okay, we made it. This loose battery is powering the fence. Can't be that long ago this was all set up. Alright, so we're able to disarm the battery, which is good. Explosives. Ah, this is more like it. Locked. Damn it! How am I going to get in there now? The door does look very weak and old. I think I might have found the explosive storage, in which case I need to somehow break down the locked door. So your hammer wouldn't be strong enough. You need to have the pickaxe to break that door down. Now, we're in here. Perfect, a gunpowder keg. There's only a small hole at the top, though, not big enough to reach in. In here, I try not to be in the habit of handling old explosives, but I guess needs must. Dynamite. Cool. Nope, nothing too practical here. These look like homemade cherry bombs. very small explosives, probably soaked through by now. Some painkillers. Dry gunpowder, that's what I need. It's soaked in Baxtrin, so the gunpowder should stick. Or rather, I really pray the gunpowder sticks. So now that I have a soaked cotton string, the string's soaked in Baxtrin, now it just needs some gunpowder. Oh. I should be able to do this. Right, with any luck, one fuse ready to go. Fuse. Unbelievably, this is the first fuse I've ever made. So, this time they give us a barrel. And the fence is also disarmed, so everything about the return trip is easier. We're still hearing the spiders, we're still seeing their webs, but that's all. Alright, we're heading back into the dog territory, so let's put our glow stick away and save again. I may never get used to that. Oh, excuse me. I think. Alright, so we did get our little progress notification. That's nice. And we're about to get out of, and I'll call it the first hub area. And this is generally kind of how the game progresses. I mean, it's similar to Amnesia in that respect, although it doesn't actually give the areas names. But you'll have one big sort of hub area here that usually has a hostel or two that you have to sneak around, and then you have to go into little rooms or side areas like the workshop and the office and what have you in order to get all the stuff you need to solve a puzzle to actually advance out. So in order to get out of here, we need to use the fuse on the barrel. I've got the fuse sorted, one spark, and this thing should go up a treat. I just hope it doesn't take me with it. Next, we need to use our lighter. That fuse is running faster than I thought. Got to take cover. I think this is far enough back. Nope, it was not far enough back. But when you get that little progress note, as you can see, that's also a checkpoint. I'm actually a little surprised that wasn't far enough back, considering I wasn't even in the same tunnel anymore, but oh well. I do remember that the physics engine in this game can be somewhat imprecise, and it can make some of the puzzles kind of frustrating. Anyway, fuse, lighter. Get farther away this time. I'm hoping this tunnel is enough. Alright. After that, we've cleared the tunnel. It's not much of an opening, but it'll have to do. Potholing has always terrified me. When I look arrogance at still being alive, or something as ridiculous as facing adversity and coming out on top, now I know I would have been better off starving or being mauled to death than kick-starting the chain of events that led me to end up here writing to you. I just hope once you understand my story, you will have what's necessary to put an end to this tale. I certainly didn't. So when you get text like this, that's kind of your signal that you're advancing to a new hub. Now in this area, so we can't even look back at where we came. Now we can hide in these shipping containers if we need to, but I think at the moment we're safe. A dog eventually patrols this area, but I think we have to release it first. So let me just look around. Yeah. Probably some type of protection from loose rocks. So here we have a power room. The noises down here are so alien compared to the way sound travels on the surface. That rockfall almost sounded organic, like the rock screaming. Alright, well, let's... Before we do any side rooms, let's just see what we can see in all the tunnels. So we've got a power room. Probably prevented my access to the mine proper out of working hours. Something like that won't open without power. As you can see, there's a dog patrolling on the other side. But it won't open until we power it on. Oh look, there's even a beware of dog sign. How clever. Let's look around the rest of this tunnel before we go anywhere else. You'll notice we can get some elevation here. That is probably for purposes of running away from the dog if we need to. This is not actually anything else up here. Oh lord, of course. I don't know. I feel like I could make that jump and be okay in real life, but whatever, game, you do you. Alright, so then I like to have all the potential hiding places opened up. Alright, so we've got another room over here. I don't have any signage, so I can't actually tell what it is. From the look of it, this mine was built sometime after the section I've just come from. They must have just forgotten about all the old equipment back there when they built this place. And he's right, this mine looks much safer and much more modern than the one we came from, doesn't it? All these concrete reinforcements and support struts and what have you. Right, we got another unmarked door here. So the first one that we want to actually enter is the power room, so let's head that way. We know we'll be dealing with that dog eventually, so let's enjoy this brief window of safety while we can. Oh, I just blew right past it, didn't I? I got distracted. Alright, so through here... It's a propane gas canister, highly pressurized. There'd have to be some kind of backup system for the electricity. I think this might be part of it. Alright, so let's head through into the power room. From the look of the thing, I'd guess this is the control panel for that generator. Alright. So we got some batteries here. There's 100% battery power left, so we don't need to worry about those anymore, but we still can. Thanks God, it's the generator manual. Steelberg generator Type 7G. Congratulations on your purchase from the Type 7 product line. We are certain that you will be pleased with your new petrol-driven electrical backup system. Below are highlighted just a few of the added and improved features of the 7G model. Avoid personal wear and tear. The wind-up startup motor has been replaced with a battery-driven unit. Grease in the industrial workplace can be an accident-inducing insurance nightmare, so enjoy the new increased grease control system. Electrical insulation can be expensive to install and maintain, so the economical 7G basic model arrives without, and much, much more. Quick Start Guide. 1. Ensure the area surrounding the 7G is clear of equipment and personnel in case of overheating. 2. Connect and confirm secondary flow by turning appropriate valve. 3. Turn on cooling system to avoid overheating. 4. Release excess steam until pressure is within safe limits. 5. Begin grease flow, ensuring leakage is minimal. 6. Turn main valve and confirm primary flow. 7. Pull main operation lever. 8. Check energy output. Your unit should now be fully functional. Alright. Interesting. Yes, oh, so we're safe in here, so I can get my glow stick out. I'm definitely at a loss on this one. Could be hydraulics. At any rate, it's some sort of fluid control. A symbol for water. The symbol's worn out, but I should be able to work out what all this does. Could be a letter I. So that's a number 1. A number 2. We think that's water. One of these fluid, and one of them must be grease, right? So if we look at this again. So secondary flow, that'd be the 2. The cooling system to avoid overheating. So I think that'd be the water. The grease flow would be this other one. And so this should be the steam release, because it's a symbol for water, but it's inverted. Okay, yeah, we can work it all out. It's not a very difficult puzzle, to be honest. There's a battery symbol on the side, but it's welded tightly shut. If they had some kind of machine for opening these, it's not here anymore. I wonder how many accidents they had before this was put up. I shudder to think. Okay, that's all fine. The starter motors on these old generators ran on batteries like the one that should be here. Some kind of protective screen, maybe. I wonder what it protected them from. This thing's huge. It must be about 3.5 megawatts, but it's pretty old. Certainly enough to light a few bulbs, though. Anything else to look at? Ah, yes. A lever. A less disciplined man than myself might be tempted to pull it just to find out what it does. Alright, so the first thing we need is a battery, and the game is kindly provided us with a way to get one. So we can get on this ladder, and because we threw the box in the hole, it should have broken, and we should be able to get a battery out of it. There's that whispering again. A spare battery. So I think this is this is the 3rd time we've heard that whispering. We heard it when we first came in. We heard it when we went under the storage room where the guy who was eating the spiders lived. And that just now was the 3rd time. Oh, come on now. There we go. Alright. So, let's plug the battery in. Okay, battery in, startup motor functional. We should be set. Alright. So, we're supposed to hit the second one first. The cooling system, so that'd be the water. Then the steam, then the grease. So this is the cooling system. What is it? Cooling system, steam, grease, main valve, main lever. So here's the steam. Here's the grease. Here's the main one. And then we gotta hit the lever. At this generator's age, it's a wonder it sparks at all. There's probably just been a power surge. I should check the fuse box. Something's gone wrong with the starter motor. Need to get that fixed. Oh, where the hell would that be? Ah, yes. Yep, there's a blown fuse. Does nothing down here work? It's a pretty big fuse, but it's still broken. Alright, so we're going to have to find another fuse. Let's save before we do. We can go in about 30 minutes. These must be tied into what's going on here. If I keep experimenting, I may discover something useful, or have a heart attack. Alright, well, that's it for here. We should still be safe from the dog until we open that big door, but I'm going to stay sneaky. Just because it makes sense to me to do that, okay? Alright. Next room we want to go to is this one right here. We haven't seen a map and we don't have a label. But I'll just... well, maybe we can get some kind of indication what it is if we go in. Well, it's a storage room. Look, fuses. Looking around, I'm not sure this broom saw much active duty. We got a broom. Be careful. Not much on this shelf, save for that manual. It says 50 amp fuses, but the box is empty. Still, the contents can't be too far away. Alright, so we got a flare. We got 2 beef jerkies up here. Got some batteries right there. And you might have seen something glowing up on the top shelf. Sure enough, a standard 5.5 volt fuse. Ah, there's a fuse. How to reach it? Are you telling me I can't reach it? Just by stacking? Alright, there we go. And it's some kind of emergency procedures leaflet. What sort of emergencies were they expecting? Emergency procedures. In the event of an emergency, all mine workers are asked to follow the standard emergency procedure detailed in the leaflet provided. Rescue services will already be on their way, and so under no circumstances should employees attempt to aid colleagues themselves or contact the emergency services. This code sheet is provided for use in the extremely unlikely event that you are trapped in the mine with no way in which to signal or otherwise contact emergency crews. In this scenario, you should 1. Ensure the stability of surrounding environment by gently tapping and feeling the rock. 2. Once you feel certain that there is no risk of rock slide, check to see if you have any form of communications device at hand, and attempt to send a distress signal using this code sheet. 3. Should such a device be unavailable or damaged, begin firmly tapping out a message on the wall of the cave. Rescue crews will hear you and arrive promptly to dig you out. Morse reference. Alright, so we got Morse code. A through Z and 0 through 9. Good to know. Alright, so let's head for the one other room that we haven't explored yet on this side of the big gate. Comms equipment. Can't be within signal range. That noise. For some reason, I really don't like it. I've got to get a grip. These spare radio parts don't look spare at all. They almost look like they've been put here recently. It's a narrowband communications radio. Huh. I remember building one of these in my first electronics class. I probably did a better job of it as well. So we can shut these off, which is, well, we can shut some of them off, which is kind of reassuring. Well, let's go and grab the comms radio. Comm radio! That beeping coming from the speakers. Maybe there's someone out there after all. A note left behind for someone. Foreman's warning, January 12 January 1972. Boys, I'd come have a word with you. So we're kind of moving forward in time. Remember, this game is taking place in the year 2000. So the first section of the mine was like World War II era. And now we've come forward to 1972. So we've jumped forward like 3 decades. Boys, I'd come have a word with you myself, but I've got more important things to do than piss about making sure you're all doing your jobs properly. Now, I know there's a certain amount of camaraderie between you lot, playing pranks and jokes on each other. It comes with the territory, and that's fine, so long as you don't add me to your list. God knows you need something to keep you entertained down here. However, you all know full well that Penrose has some very deep-seated issues with his height, so anyone who thought it'd be a good idea to sabotage his generator, then hide all the spare fuses on the top shelf in the storeroom, would quite clearly need his head examined, you get me? In other news, Jones, I want that inventory done yesterday. And the rest of you, it's not all fun and games, you hear? On a serious note, another radio's gone missing, and you'd better hope to God that means one of you's lost it, because stealing ain't a pretty word in my book. It's the 3rd one this month, which means the amnesty on coming clean is fast coming to a close. Then there'll be repercussions, got it? What's strange is you're all supposed to be working in pairs, so nobody should be able to get their hands on a radio without the other spotting it. When I find out who's responsible, I'm going to find out how they got away with it so long. Then I'm going to fling them out into the snow and leave them there. They'll just disappear into the night, just like all those radios. Harvard, lead mine foreman. Alright, so let's get our Morse code manual out. Alright, listen. That's a 5. That's a 7. 5, 7. 5, 7, 3. 5, 7, 3, 8. That's the message we are getting in Morse code from the beeps. 5738. Alright. Now we're ready to head back to the power room. I think I've been recording about 40 minutes, so I don't know if I'll completely solve this area, but passed it again. Alright. It's cold and rusted. Rust might be the only thing that survived down here all this time. So we did get a new fuse. Let's pop that in. We should finally be ready now, provided this fuse holds out, that is. Alright, so let's try it again. What was it? It was... Oh, no, this one. Alright. The water... No. The secondary, the water, the steam, the grease, the primary. So this is the secondary. Then we need the water. Come on. Then we need the steam. And we need the grease. And we need the primary. And we hit the lever. And everything's up and running. Yay. Alright. Believe we're gonna have to deal with the dog now. Well, after we enter the code 5738. Remember, we got it from the beeping of our comm radio. But we've also already seen that there's a dog over there. So let's go back to stealth mode. And sure enough, the power's on. It's not dark anymore. dog's right there. We certainly don't want to open it until he's farther away, but... Radio is transmitting.
Good day, can you hear me? Well, I hope that your ears are working better than your tongue, so that you might use them to listen to my words. You have turned on the light at the end, beginning, and middle of the tunnel, but some things remain shrouded in darkness. My Morrissey message I hope has helped, but what you need now is through the wall hole to the right of the fence. Oh, go now, there is no time to explain. Well, in fact, time is one of the few things we have in abundance down here. Most surprises are spoiled by such catty curiosity.
I've jotted down a note just in case. Beyond the fence to the right, there should be a hole or perhaps an access point to reach further into the mine. Alright, so we still haven't seen a map of this area. But we know what his Morse code message was. It was 5738. And in fact... we've got the pad right here. Uh-oh. And we're fucked. So the dog is still close by, apparently. We need to see if we can't convince it to wander farther away. Or even come out here. Alright, yeah, it's coming out here. Now, which way is it gonna go? Alright, it's coming this way. So let's loop around here. Oh, fuck. I guess it changed its mind. Where is it? Alright, there it is. Alright, we can go through here now. Storage, excavation, auxiliary shaft. Wow, this place is bigger than I thought. I feel like a rat caught in a maze. I just hope I have a longer life expectancy. Excavation, storage, tool shed, auxiliary shaft to iron mines. Alright. Let's go towards storage and excavation first. Oh, good. And this whole area is patrolled.
My memory is like something with a great many small holes. We shall be needing to perform some minor demolition work so that we might one day meet again. For this task, we shall require the use of a large, earth-eating metal monster, and that monster is thirsty for juice from the place where things are kept. By the way, you can call me Red. It's not my name, you understand, but I am sure you will agree it is a name rather similar to a cardigan. Fetching when worn correctly.
It sounds like the dog in this area is right outside of here right now. I have no idea where it actually is, but we want to head to excavation. And there are actually 2 dogs in this area, so... But if the music stops, that means we aren't in very close proximity to anything. That's nice, at least. Excavation. In we go. Nice thing is every time you go through a load screen, you know you've got a checkpoint.
Those holes in my mind are increasingly gaping. You cannot breach the inner sanctum of the place of storing it. The entryway is blocked. So what if the squashy material between my ears is squashier than most? I may not be perfect like a hanging picture, but my words are wise and backed up by time. A pox on both your brain cells. Try as I may, you must think that I deceive you with my admittingly cunning ways. As far as my eye has seen, our rocky grave extends, and yet you cast away my help like you would a puppy, freshly rolled in its own feces. I hope that your warped sense of morality is better company than I, because now it is all you have left.
This rudimentary lighting system should reassure me. It doesn't much. So we heard the whispering again when we came through here.
I'm sorry. Sometimes my emotions are like a disobedient pet. Uncontrollable and often rolling in shit. Better safe than sorry, they say. But I think we are both sorrier than we are safe. A tunnel lies between a nearby watery cave and the place where things are kept. Take the second right from the closed door, and you will find what you seek.
Alright. So let's head through here. So when we came through there, we heard the whispering again, and now we're also hearing the spiders skittering again. I think we're pretty close to the first time we actually have to deal with spiders, but these rusting hooks are designed to hoist thick cables, but they'd probably hold a good deal more weight. The supplies in this box look military. They can't be more than 20 years old. This box should be as ancient as the rest of the mine, but it looks in better nick. The side facing that excavation seems more corroded. What the fuck was that? Piercing white light, still not enough to illuminate the whole room. It's a big flat plane of rock, probably used for loading. Almost looks like some kind of altar. This could have been damaged when I got the power on. The longer piece of this ladder's been shattered by something strong enough to rend metal in two. The rock itself looks as if it's given up on life and begun to decay like the rest of this place. It looks like some kind of excavation, although not like any mining operation I've ever seen. I don't know where that mist is coming from, but I don't fancy getting any closer to find out. These lamps are much newer than the rest of the mine equipment. Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? Wonder if it hurts us. I don't think so. No, it doesn't. Huh. It's the shorter piece of the fractured ladder lying on a bed of scattered metal splinters. And there's a save point over here. Ah, this might shed some light on what's been going on down here. Excavation findings. The test substance continues to defy identification. Both chemical and xeno investigations fail to produce meaningful results. Testing continues. Test 102, bromine test, normal, pH 5. Test 103, acid amide test, negative. Test 104, ammonia NH3, negative, unreactive. Test 105, hydrochloric acid solution, negative for sulfate, sulfide, and chloride ions. Test 106, standard hallucinogenics, mild intoxicant, tests abandoned due to most test subjects suffering massive internal hemorrhaging within 1 to 2 hours. Test 107, positive negative metal cations, incomplete. Test 108, human hallucinogenics, incomplete. Testing of the gaseous fog has been considerably more successful. It appears to be a harmless blend of sulfur, chlorine, and aromatic amine, which gives it the floating visual effect. Please note that harmless here is used in the xenochemics sense. It is harmless insofar as we have identified it and so can take the necessary safety measures. If directly ingested, it would naturally be lethal. Test 159, potassium dichromate paper, positive for sulfur. Test 161, litmus test, negative for all but chlorine. Test 301, hydrochloric acid solution, positive for aromatic amine. Work continues on the issue of transporting the substance. So far, removing it from its dormant location causes its base state to radically change, producing massive heat, to the detriment of 3 workers, one of whom is no longer operational due to his injuries. Following heat dissipation, the substance appears to turn dead, unreactive to every test we have the equipment to run. The prevailing theory is that somehow the disruption of the material causes it to enter hugely accelerated chemical decay. We estimate its half-life to be approximately 0.4 seconds. Alright, so if you look up, you can attach the bigger piece of the ladder. For better or for worse, looks like I can climb up into the tunnel mouth. I'll need to get up pretty high to something the ladder. There's a draft coming from that dank-looking hole up there. All the same, it's hardly inviting. In fact, it's the complete opposite. Okay, so, all these supply crates are filled to the brim with bottled water. Why leave all this behind? So, the way to get up high enough is to... You can put these 2 boxes up here on the quote-unquote altar. Actually, I can use it to make them face each other, too. And then you can move this one on top of them by actually using the rock shelf, like so. With that done, let's save, because we can now go grab the ladder. The man's still clutching, still looking, for what? Before him lies metal jutting awkward from earth. A hatch, a portal, a hole, a door. Unfamiliar text. Who are these figures huddled around? What secrets are hidden behind the faces of men? It feels as if I'm leaving my body for just a moment. But not just hovering around, it's like I go someplace. What are these things? Alright, so now we should be able to reach the ladder. Note the spider webs. Can't remember if we have to deal with them here or not. I think this is where we do. Now I've got no choice but to move on. Whatever's made this tunnel its home clearly made it unstable as well. Ah yes, pulsating eggs. My god, nothing lays eggs that big. They're leathery, so can't be mammalian, more likely amphibious or insectoid. I really don't like the way they're moving. Yes, if you approach them, the spiders will hatch and come after you. And they're gonna hatch and chase us anyway. If I remember right, this puzzle's actually really tough to solve. It's all timed. What was that? I don't even care if I'm going crazy. I'm blocking that tunnel off. Erg, I hope these came from an animal, but I have my suspicions. I need to get out of here. So... a broken paraffin lamp, highly flammable. What the hell was that? We did okay with the first batch. I thought we actually did okay with the second one too, but I guess I was wrong. I don't know what the hell hit me. What the hell? It's like I'm rolling the boulder into myself and it's somehow killing me? It's kind of annoying that that's even a possibility, to be honest. It's alright though. Let's just try again. Oh, I'm doing this wrong anyway. It's because this is the tunnel I need to block. And I need to go through this one.
Now you should find yourself in the watery cave of conversation space, with the tunnel above you from times ahead. In this tunnel, for both our sakes, be careful, not curious. I have already spoken to you about the cat, and repeating myself is not only out of the question, but out of the window and climbing down the guttering. There are spiders in the tunnels that love to suck on the human fluids, so do not disturb the walls. They are fragile like the china vase in the hooves of the bull.
Alright. So we gotta carry this with us. It looks organic, but it smells highly acidic. Alright. Next, we're gonna get to a fork, and as I recall, we need to go right. There's a boulder rolling after us. My pickaxe isn't up to digging through this rubble. I'm a dead man. If the pillar's the only thing holding up the cave roof, I don't fancy holding... Gotta get out! Out! Oh, the spider got me. Alright. So the thing to do once we're past the acid, here, is just... I think just start smashing shit. Ooh, there we go. I can't possibly go back up there with those things.
There should be some insect repellent in that red and white cross box in that room. Just in case those spiders found your flesh delicious. How does my brain flesh know your fluids are leaking? Because the red tricked you. The spidery tunnel was far from a necessary evil. More so, it served as a well-deserved punishment. You thought my mind had been lost to the ravages of time, but poetic justice has struck with a sonnet and an eight-legged baptism of fire. With justice now served cold, I hope that we can be good friends. Now reclaim the key and go-go juice, and find a way to the mining monster.
I've jotted down a note just in case. Red spoke of a key and some go-go juice. Lots of equipment, but useless. So I think we get a little reprieve for a while now that we dealt with all the fucking spiders, which is nice. A first aid cabinet. And we got painkillers, but we're in fine condition. So we got... either it's locked or something's blocking the door. Damn it. This must house the interior ventilation system. This vent system must snake all over the storage bay. Looks like a tight squeeze. I don't fancy it unless I absolutely have to. I think we can just bash open this door. We can. Awesome. We got some steam there. No reason why this mechanical arm shouldn't still be working. This must house the interior ventilation system. This must house the interior ventilation system. May as well be empty. This control room must have seen a lot of use back when the mine was operational, but it looks pretty desolate now. That's fine. So you can see, I just don't get it. How long could this have been running for? There's a gas can back there, which is what we obviously need, so... Lots of equipment, but useless. our 2 flares here, which I guess are better than nothing. Heading to here now. An old storage locker, once home to posters of playmates, now just home to dust and decay. It's a vehicle key. According to Red, I just need to find a can of gasoline as well. It should be somewhere around here. So here we got flare, batteries, and 3 beef jerkies. Let's head through here again. Check out our booth. And we've been going about an hour now, so we'll use this save point soon and end this episode. The paint's peeling on this old locker. It's bound to be rusted shut. Except that's not true. Greenland myth. Someone's been reading up on Inuit religion. Inuit mythology, Christian foresight, first published 1903. Over the past 100 years, our people has seen something of a religious revelation. The Kalalit and Inuit in general might be said to have seen the error of our ways, and Christianity has become increasingly embraced throughout the Arctic communities. It is the purpose of this paper to explore the true roots of our long-held beliefs, and to uncover how they might be justified today in our newfound enlightenment. As such, this essay will be the first I have written in English, as opposed to our native Kalalek. If anyone knows how to actually pronounce these words, I'm assuming I'm getting them wrong. Anirnit. It is no coincidence that the word Anirnak bears resemblance to the English word angel. The Anirnit are the Inuit equivalent of the soul, an undying entity released in the death of its worldly body. The concept itself is obviously well grounded in decent Christian belief. However, previous thought has been blasphemous to the extent that souls are attributed to all beings, man or beast. To claim such a thing would be to imply that the killing of a beast for food is the same as the murder of your fellow man, and such a belief simply cannot be held the civilized Inuit. Turngate. Legends speak of disembodied spirits malicious in nature, sabotaging tools, turning hunts bad, and at times even possessing the weak or unfortunate. A Turngak appears to have no recognized or agreed origin, both in terms of the legend itself and the individual being, causing great doubt to be entirely justifiable. Can we, in our Christian foresight, really believe in possessions and evil spirits? It seems perfectly clear to this writer that the real origin of the Turngate belief lies in the Christian demon. For as we are taught by the generous and selfless Moravian Church, without whose support our people would no doubt have starved many years ago, the demon is capable of possession and of countless other atrocities, which only the good Christian man can avoid through a lifetime of humility and devotion. Ngakuit. With the conclusions reached above, the status of the cherished Ngakuk, the tribe shaman, should be obvious. Such people are in league with the Turngate demons, working side by side to control and contain the Kalalit people. We have no need for such superstition and suspicion breeding people in our Christian ways. The Protestant priest can perform all of the Ngakuit's duties, and more beside. God. The final challenge of a work such as this should be to find the nature of the Christian God, and to ask why he has not been present for so many years of Inuit belief. Until recently, the Inuit people wrongly attributed to Anirnit almost godlike status in certain cases, and treated the Turngate as the devil incarnate. It is no major leap of faith to suggest that such beliefs have been underpinned by a central concern that there has been something missing in Inuit life. That something is indubitably God. I hope that my findings have informed and enlightened the atheistic few that remain in Inuit culture, and ask the Lord Jesus Christ to redeem their souls. Peter Henry Natur. Alright. Now we got, after that generator, getting this crane going shouldn't be too tricky. So we got 3 levers here. As you can see, this one moves the box up and down. This one seems to move it relative to where I'm standing, forward and backward. And this one moves it left and right. Okay. Okay, so we need to get up to the shelf on that wall there. So I think what I want to do is... I want to put it, like, right here almost, if I can. I mean, I know it basically needs to go all the way that way. And then I need to be able to use one of these other ones to jump onto it, and then hopefully onto the shelf. That was easy. Can break the vent and head inside. Ooh, progress. There's the whispering again. Seems to be becoming more and more frequent. Anyway, we're past the steam now, which means we can get a can of gasoline. Go-Go juice, as Red called it. Now, oh, okay, I can probably make one of these into a ramp. Get back to the vent that way. Perfect. Okay. Alright. So we're done messing around in here. All that's left now is to go, actually, we're still alone in here. This, if I remember right, is the actual exit. It is. So, let's go save. And we're going to end this video here because I think we've actually been going a little bit over an hour. And we'll continue this maybe this weekend. Next up are going to be my 2 regularly scheduled recording sessions for... Oh, let me go ahead and save first. I felt something that time that I didn't feel before, but I'm sure it's always been there. It's as if a small part of me is still trapped inside the artifact. Alright, so there we go. That's going to do it for episode 2 of Let's Play Penumbra Overture. My next 2 videos are going to be my 2 regularly scheduled sessions this week, so they'll be Fallout. We might get back to Penumbra this weekend if I have some spare time to do a recording then. Regardless, I'll see you again soon, back on Fallout, like I said. So until then, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed my videos, please, as always, consider clicking like, share, or subscribe, any or all of which will really help me out. Regardless, please know that I really do appreciate the time you spend watching, and I do hope you have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.